Alright, so this is going to be my final version of my Stardust Assault mode. You know, we work with some little kinks, its weaknesses, and this is basically what I came up with. Also, towards the end, I'm just going to run through this real fast and say a few combos you can do with this deck. Basic 2-card combos you can pull off, and then you can... I'll give a few suggestions how maybe you want to change it up and run it, but you can always run things your way. That's the whole point of you watching YouTube, right? You watch videos of decks you like and the best variant of it you want to take, and then you change up a few cards and you make it your own and you go from there, basically. So let's just get right into this. So I decided to go with 2 Stardust Assault modes. You can run 3, but I'm trying to keep it at 41. It's currently at 41. I had 3 of them at 42, but basically he's the main focus of the deck, and you're going to want to bring out at least one, and then you can easily go into way more plays. But you contribute like Stardust, but he's a much better Stardust as he's their Assault mode. You can tribute, send it to the graveyard to negate anything destroyed, and he comes back, so it's a recurring negate. 3 Assault Sentinels, the main card to help you bring out the loop. He'll be the start of the loop, unless you have the magic card that brings him out. But you pretty much can summon any card that lists Assault mode. So basically you would go in, you would summon Tribute to special summon Psy Reflector, which is also at 3 in this deck. When he is special summoned, you get to search an Assault mode card that lists Assault mode. So basically it would be going 1, 2, then you can search, or you can search the trap and magic. And we run 1 Assault Beast for the fact that if you open up 1 Psy Reflector, you have you have neither one in the graveyard. So when you normal summon, you search out Assault Beast, send Assault Beast to the graveyard to search out Assault mode activate, and therefore you now have Assault mode in hand and an Earth monster in the graveyard that lists Assault mode. So you can bring back into the loop, but it's basically only if you only need 1. You can run 2 or 3 if you want, but you basically only need 1 if you open up Psy Reflector and you need a Earth Assault mode in the grave. So you can bring it back and go into instant Stardust play. So you really only do need 1. You can run 3 if you want. Also run 3 Summoners Monk, same function. You have quite a few amount of spells and plays you can do with a Summoners Monk. And if you have a dead magic in hand spell card, you can use Summoners Monk to just get rid of it and plus a monster on the field. Also, he searches out a level 4, so you will be sending the spell card to the grave, so you can search Assault Beast and then going into Psy Reflector and continuing the loop. Now, cards we've included now to help when we're wide open. If you use Stardust Assault mode's effect, tribute to the graveyard, wide open, that's a problem. So we included a hand trap, so to speak. Interrupting Recessor. Basically, they summon out a whole bunch of monsters and they attack with their strongest first. You can activate and then you can chain another one. When you take battle damage, you can special summon this card, and his attack, though it's 0 right now, when you take battle damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. It gains attack equal to the damage you took once per turn during your damage calculation. When another defense position monster you control is attacked, quick effect, you can activate this card's effect. Damage during the damage calculation, your attacked monster's defense becomes equal to this card. Also cannot be destroyed by battle. So the basic reason I run 3 of these is if I take damage and I manage to have 2 in hand, and they still have monsters that they can either headbutt or go into, I would special summon both in defense mode. Then if they attack, you can use his effect to target him, even though the defense stays the same, but his other effect will be his defense becomes his defense and he cannot be destroyed by battle. Then they attack him, use his effect to target him. Basically, you have 2 monsters now on the field defending your life points that cannot be destroyed by battle and are level 6, so you could go into level 6 place. Otherwise, if they attack with 1 strong beat stick, special summon in attack mode, I would special summon in attack. And then the rest of their monsters can't get over it. So next turn, your Stardust will come back and you can just headbutt their strong monster. I don't know if I'm talking too much, but now the other problem is called by the grave. If your Stardust goes to the graveyard, the soul form or the regular, you can. That's a problem because they can play Call to the Grave and remove them from play. So we run 2. You can run 3 if you want. Artifact Lancia. You can tribute this card from your hand. This turn, most cards cannot be removed from play. So basically, you're using him to protect your monsters from getting called to the grave, so they can keep coming back to the field. And that's it for the monster lineup. I'm going to show you the combos afterwards. 1 emergency teleport. You can special summon Side Reflector from the graveyard. Same thing with 1 for 1, except you're going to tribute a monster. You're going to send a monster from your hand to the grave to special summon Side Reflector. You got 3 Fire Formation Tankies. They bring out Assault Sentinel. You go into the loop. And 2 Assault Mode Zeros, just in case you have Assault Mode Stardust in your hand. You can use this to bring send Stardust on the field to the grave to bring out the Assault Mode that's in hand, or use it with Summon a Monk combination. Monster Reborn staple. 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. Why? Stardust Dragon is a level 8. So basically you could bring it back. You could do the initial setup, and then after that you can go into other plays because you can bring back the Stardust from grave. Also adds protection to your dragons because they are all dragons. Then when you bring back from the graveyard, he goes to the main zone, so your special summon from the extra deck zone is free, so you can do whatever you want with it. This would just bring back Stardust, and then you can Assault Mode him or do other things with Stardust, like evolve him into other card play combos. 3 Call from the grave because you don't want to get Ash. Ash is your problem, or anything sent from their hand to negate your monsters. But basically Ash, because you summon Side Reflector so he can special summon on search. Ash just stops the whole loop, so you can just call to the graveyard and don't worry about it. Then we run 3 Extra Foolish Burial for another 2-card combo. And you pay half your light points. Send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. You can't set spell and trap cards, but that's no problem. During the turn, you activate this card. That's basically it for the magic spells. Then the traps. You only got 7. 3 Assault Mode activates. Key card. Turns any Synchro monster into their Assault form as long as you have the Synchro monster and the Assault form in your deck. 3 Assault counters. Basic, if you have any Assault mode on the field, this is like their Infinity Barrier. Negates anything effect, spell or traps. And I run it at 3 because I bring it out frequently. So instead of sending Stardust to the graveyard, you could just play this and he stays there, so you don't have to worry about none. And 1 Imperial Order. Again, because Call from the Grave and all other spell cards, you don't have to worry about them. You could just negate and go off with your traps. And even though you're going to say that your magic cards are now dead in your hand, you summon this monk. Send them to the grave. Also, grave effects has a grave effect, so this won't affect it. That's on field. This is in grave, remove it from play to use his other effect to set Assault Mode activate. You can summon this monk, return, special summon a monster you have returning grave. It's also a grave effect. If your dragons will be destroyed by battle, magic, or whatever effects, you can remove from graveyard to protect your dragons. So you're good either way. I gotta speed this up. Basic Stardust Dragon. You easily bring this out in this deck. His effect is he negates anything that destroys. Its assault form negates anything point blank. Just in case they have defense monsters you can't get over, it can't be destroyed by battle or anything. We run one Red Dragon Archfiend. After it attacks anything in defense mode, it pops everything in defense mode. If your monsters didn't attack, and Red Dragon Archfiend, well, regardless, if your monsters didn't attack, Red Dragon Archfiend will destroy your monsters too. So keep that in mind. If he was the only one that attacked, or even if he didn't attack, and you just summoned another monster and you didn't do nothing, your other monster will be destroyed. We can evolve him to the next stage, level him up. Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. He can negate anything on the field, 32. Not only that, with this deck is sweet, because once he does battle damage, he brings back a tuner from grave. So upon doing damage, you could bring back Side Reflector and search if you didn't search, or bring back from graveyard, or someone will activate. So, or next turn, it could be a next turn play. With Resistant Recessor, I think it's called, the card I talked about earlier. You took damage, special summon him. You can summon Side Reflector. Then you can Synchro into Black Rose, especially if they have nothing but set cards, but you don't have to worry about it. Like you're good, like you have a back row of yourself, and or whatever the case is. If they have nothing but back row or monsters on the field, you could just you bring out the other monsters to save your life points. Bring out Recessor, Side Reflector, Black Rose, destroy the whole field. Then he is also a level 7 dragon. So you can pop the whole field and then bring him back with Return of the Dragon's Lord. There are times I have Side Reflector on field and I summon the monsters and it negate, my effect negates negated or whatever. So I'm stuck with a level 1 Tuner and Assault Sentinel or Assault Beast on field. So I can go into I figured I go into a 5 play. I can Synchro, go into Keeper of Boundaries. Basic, when I attack my opponent, they can activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. So it's like, alright, I'll go into a Synchro, they're open, attack, they take 23, they can't activate nothing in response to this. Then the new card that we just got, Borreload Savage Dragon. And with this deck, we can bring him out. He'll have 3 counters and a beast attack. I'll show you the combos very soon. But it's a generic level 8. You can bring out very easily in this deck. So once you see the combo, you can add one set of Side Reflector, Assault Sentinel, whatever, to go into Borreload Savage Dragon, and then you can put him into whatever deck you want to make. But this is just starting the combo for you. So you could put him in other decks and you could easily bring that out with the 2. It's a 2-card combo. Just in case there are times I have 2 level 4s or get 2 Summoners Monks. We play XYZ Rebellion X Dragon. You can detach both materials. There's 2 level 4s. Cut their attack in half. He gains the lost attack to him. So basically, they're gonna take 25 to the face because it cut in half, and it's like their monster is getting just removed and he's attacking. If you have 2 Recessors that you had special summon, you can just, if you don't want to do nothing with them or it's a better play, you can go into M7, overlay the 2 level 6, and then since he was special summoned successfully his way, not by ranking up a Constellar, you can detach a material to bring any card back to hand from field or graveyard. So if they have a monster, a problematic monster on the field, you can bounce that monster and get him out of the way. Or if you're good regardless, you can just go into M7, detach, bring one of your monsters from your grave back to your hand, and then go into another play. So those are the only 2 exceeds. Now for the links, 1 link Crebo. Let's say Side Reflector gets negated. Might as well ditch him. Bring out Link Karibo. Next turn, they attack. You don't have to worry about it really. It reduces their attack to 0, so you're good. Survive one more turn. On the clock taker, you can play 2 Summoners Monk. You can play 2 Summoners Monk. And I'm going to, on the clock taker, bring out a Stardust Dragon afterwards. Because you'll be Summoners Monk, check a magic, Summoners Monk, send another spell, bring out Assault Sentinel. So then you can send to Link, then bring out Stardust Assault mode or Stardust Dragon. Then you can use his effect, target Stardust, reduce their attack by 25, and you can go over them just in case they're stronger than you or you just want to do more damage. Same thing to Summoners Monk or any 2. You're just opening up zones for 2 more monsters, even though you rarely need to. Then we got 1-star Yuja. And also, for the combo, we playing Infernatrack Forest Megaclops. Only because it's the highest attacking monster link-wise. So when attached to Savage Dragon, he'll gain 2,000, making him 5,000 with 3 spell counters. Run through the extra deck real fast. The side deck. 1 Regeki. 2 Assault Beasts if needed. 2 Ash. 1 Effect. 2 Dino Wrestlers. 3 Starters if they play anything that pops 2 cards. More likely Twin Twisters. You get a free Stardust and you can Assault mode it. More protection from removing from play. Especially if they have a deck that just completely just removes from play. And if they have anything with that dark monsters that activate hand and grave, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so basic loop, the loop combo would be if you open up in hand, you will have to search out Assault Beast, send to grave to bring Assault mode, activate. Show Assault mode, activate, bring back. Level up to 7. Synchro. For Stardust, basic. Other combos for instant. Another 2-card combo. Summoners Monk goes to the fence. You can send Assault mode 0 to grave. Bring out. Basically going to the loop. Send to grave. Bring out, search, send, bring, effect, 7 plus 1 is 8, Assault mode, also secondary effect, remove from play, you can set Assault mode from deck or hand, activate the, you can also activate the same turn, go into Stardust Assault mode. Another 2-card combo. You basically would need Assault Sentinel with Foolish. You're basically going to pay half your life points. Your target will always be Mega Fortress, sends to grave. You paid half your life points. Summon, go into loop. Special, effect, bring, send, bring, effect, show, bring, level, raise it to level 7, Synchro. This time into Borreload Savage Dragon effect. You have a Link card in grave now. You can attach Now he has three barrel combos. I mean counters. He has 3 counters, so you can negate 3 times. Also, he also gains attack equal to half the link monster. So he is now 5,000 with a three links, 3 counters. So that's another play, and I would suggest bringing out Stardust Dragon first and going to Stardust Assault mode play, so that way you can just continue doing that and then bringing him out. I'll show you how and why. For the basic combo, bring out. You go into the loop as shown. And like I said, I will go into Stardust play first, because then you'll have Stardust engrave. You can assault mode, and you can just keep bringing back with Return of the Dragon's Lord. Pay half your life, send to grave. Go into the same loop. But this time, like I said, Savage Dragon. Now you have a 5,000 negate 3 times on the field. Once per turn he can negate. And then Stardust negates and just comes back, so. And then another play is, like I said, with the other one. Stupid computer. Is going into Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So like I said, I will always go into Stardust Dragon first. And as you can see, with Return of the Dragon's Lord, you just bring him back and go into another play. So we bring him back. Bring back, use Assault Sentinel's other effect after. You'll see next. I use him next turn. We're basically going to use Assault Sentinel's other effect to target Stardust Dragon, making him a Dark Dragon. And then using that with Side Reflector, Side Reflector, to go into Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Then you have a negate on the field and he stays there. 32 hit. And not only that, he brings back Side Reflector from grave upon doing damage to your opponent, as you've seen. So you can save that for a later turn if you want it. Let me think. Do you like? That's the final one. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry it's so long.